Who is Father Son? And why is he being worshipped now? What we are witnessing now is part of the devastating consequence of the Pope's ecumenism mixed with spiritualism, one world religion. Pope proclaims that all religions now must be celebrated and all faiths now will lead to the true God. Sun worship happened this October in Mexico, and we will also describe the world's largest Baal worship service as Pope Francis leads the worship. This is Truth in Bible Prophecy Media. Kindly like and share this important update to all. Ezekiel 8 verse 16. They worship the sun toward the east. Many have scoffed at the idea of a coming Sunday law, a mandatory law that will be enforced by the sea beast of Revelation 13, with the land beast USA doing his bidding. Revelation 13 verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. October 1, 2024, Claudia Sheinbaum took the oath of office as the first female president of Mexico. One of the ceremonies that took place in the capital's Constitution Plaza included the invocation of the sun god, Father Son, while the people were asked to raise their hands and look to the east. This is a revival of the worship of the ancient pagan gods that we read about in the Bible. Many ancient cultures such as Babylon, Rome, Sodom, and the antediluvians ceased to exist for participating in these same displays. This is a state-sponsored worship for the sun at Mexico's presidential inauguration. Kindly observe the video, dear friends.
Nuestra ceremonia sagrada, y vamos a levantar nuestras manos con dirección a donde sale el sol, al oriente.
You will notice that the ceremony begins by raising their hands in the direction and faces where the sun rises in the east, just like the sun worship at the time of prophet Ezekiel, a picture of the abomination of desolation in its first stage in the Old Testament.
Invocamos a los nahuales, a las deidades y a los demás seres y espíritu divino que habita este lugar. Pedimos vida, iluminación y sabiduría.
Next is spiritualism, summoning of demonic spirits to take over the place, and the demonic deity Father Son. Just as the Heavenly Father is known for many names, so was the Sun God. Pope introduces him as Brother Son and Father Son in various countries. This is a state-sponsored spiritualism. Instead of preparing for the eternal and final home that God is preparing for us, John 14, 1-3, the new mission is to shape and mold this present world with nature worship, religious mysticism, and radical environmentalism. Not only are they openly worshiping the sun, they are invoking demonic spirits to join them. The so-called Nahuales that were called on during this presidential inauguration are mythical beings and supernatural spirits that have the ability to transform into animals. According to the Mexican government, these Nahuales are protective spiritual guides that accompany people from birth to death.
Te pedimos, Padre Sol, que habites en su corazón, así como habitas en cada corazón de las niñas y las mujeres de este México.
A nuestra Madre Tierra, porque le hemos faltado el respeto. Hemos padecido con ella todos estos cambios climáticos.
This is not the first time that the worship of the sun is exalted at huge crowds. Just 11 to 12 months ago, the world's largest Baal worship service ahead of Pope Francis's Sunday morning Mass. Daniel 3 verse 10, every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music shall fall down and worship the golden image. As soon as the music was heard over loudspeakers, the people at the World Youth Day rose up to dance, jump, and play in front of the rising sun. On Sunday, the pagan day of the sun was honored and revered. This is a revival of Baal worship from the Old Testament. Before Pope Francis was scheduled to give the final Mass, 1.5 million people danced and jumped to electronic music, which is a combination of energetic repetitive beats mixed with hypnotic sound effects. And you even have a priest called Roman Catholic DJ priest. Peixoto was the person responsible for igniting the people. It is important to recognize that the primary function of drums and music in pagan rituals were to induce trance states for communication and possession by the false deities. Psalm 127 verse 4, as arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. Satan in the final days will strongly use the channel of spiritualism through the influence of music, a channel by which Satan binds soul, speak, voices, demonic appearances are made, and a bewitching power that enters human beings. 1 Samuel 16 verse 14 to 23, but the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. And so it was whenever the Spirit from God was upon Saul, that David would take a harp and play it with his hand. Then Saul would become refreshed and well, and the evil spirit will depart from him. Dr. Juanita McElwain, a doctor in music, says in her book Inside Rock Music, page 2, the same exact rhythms are used in each of the three religions, in African and Indian music, in rock music, and in music used in meetings of faith healers. The god, the demon, comes whenever he is called by anyone using those rhythms. Here is a photo of child sacrifice to the pagan god Molech. Notice in the background the female with the hand drum and a man with the big drum. The drum produces the rhythm, and it is the center in these pagan worship services. Sunday is a mark or symbol of apostasy, and pagan music intensifies the abomination, and the Bible is the only standard to live by. Would you like to unite with me in standing for truth and Jesus in the final days? Kindly type in the comment section, I will avoid the mark of the beast. Thank you, dear friends. Kindly share this prophetic update to all and continue to share truth found in Bible prophecy.